Hey, what's up, everybody?
What up?
Welcome to Heavy Metal History. We are in our end of the year, best records of the year episode. I have a Jeremy. What's up?
What up?
I have a Fred. What's up?
What's up?
This is our annual end of the year, best records of the year kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Had
We've
fun
been
last
able
year.
to
It was
do this
awesome.
like 2 years in a
Yeah.
row now. It's pretty rad.
We got to keep the tradition going because
Yeah.
last year was so much fun and like we were the three of us just chatting like the last like 15 minutes before we started recording. Like I like just
30
hanging out
minutes.
and talking about yeah, right. I like just hanging out talking about metal with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, man. So breaking news. Jeremy, you were about to bring this up before we started recording. Breaking
Mhm.
news. Fucked up shit has happened. Talk about it. Let's get into it
Yeah.
before we get into our records because it's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
and you might know more about it than I do, but a friend of mine who runs like he has his own like metal publication site called Mosh Network. I just saw that he posted a couple hours ago. But yeah, Vitriol, I guess Kyle, the guitar player, who's kind of I guess the band leader, has been for a while. They've had a lot of rotating members over the last
Yeah.
like
But it's his
2 years.
band. Yeah.
It's his band, right? So he's like fully taken over vocals, everything. I think he was traveling as a three-piece for a while. His band leaves him at the gas station in the middle of the tour, and I don't know what state. Dustin, you might know.
Yeah, it
And
was
and
like
like
Virginia or something
they
like that.
they planned this, and they call this like a mass exodus of the band. Like the whole band just left him and said, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
we're out."
They intentionally ditched him.
Yes,
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
yeah.
It
Like how bad do
happened
things have
last
to
night.
be? And dude, so I've met this guy, and super friendly,
Yeah.
super nice guy. Like extremely nice to me. Was nice to my wife and her sister, and um my wife's sister just went and saw them like last week, like last Tuesday. They were in Atlanta.
But that's the
Uh,
difference, though. You met him one time. You don't live with him. You don't work with
absolutely,
him.
and
Right.
exactly,
And
and he's one of
he's
those
told these
guys.
people. Yeah, he's told these people, I'm an intense guy,
Sure.
and he's gonna get. I'm not gonna say emotional, but he's definitely gonna get intense.
Yeah, and I totally believe that. And like when
It was
you're like
Vermont. Vermont is where they left him.
of
Oh
all
shit,
places, yeah,
nice
right.
place. I like Vermont.
Never been.
And
I mean,
I'm like,
we toured with
damn.
them, and they killed it every night. And he
Yeah,
had
they're
that
amazing.
Great
drummer
live band.
that drummer that he had on that tour was fucking awesome. And I forget where he's at right now. He's killing it for a band right now. And then the bass player's in Nile right now.
Oh,
That was
good
Oh,
shit.
that's right.
their drummer is in this band. Fuck, you're right. He has a cool. It's like Nitheful or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nith. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, that's crazy news.
Did you
Like,
feel that
how
way like about
bad?
the interview, like that, like whatever that comment said? Did you agree?
Personally, I left a comment back. I was like, hey, man, like I did not feel that. I stand by this interview 100%. Like I actually felt like I got a lot out of him that he hadn't talked about. But I also haven't listened to it in a long time. I never listened to my shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and be like, oh, this is me talking. But yeah, it's been
And
so
also,
long.
was he touring by that point yet? No,
No,
you said
they
it
weren't
came out
touring.
before first record, so it's
Yeah.
probably was it a band or was it just him that released
No, they had a
material at the
band.
beginning?
That bass
Okay.
player that was on that tour, he was still in the band. Like it was all that three piece.
Okay, okay,
The
okay.
drummer
Okay.
probably wasn't the same, but
I don't think he was original. No.
I mean, dude, that interview is like 2.5 hours, 3 hours long. That's
Mhm.
how crazy it is. Like
Holy shit.
it's a good interview, I feel like.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I don't
I'm
know,
still
maybe
playing catch up on your podcast, man. There's so much there that I missed because of listening to other stuff and just listening to music.
yeah.
I'm
No,
still
I get
catching
it.
up.
Yeah, I need to dig through there and find some interviews that I missed because yeah, you've interviewed a ton of people that I like that I'd like
Yeah.
to hear from.
And that makes me cherry pick it too. Like
Right.
I'll go, oh, I'm gonna listen to this one. I want to like I'll see it coming up and I'll skip and I'll have to make the note. I'm like, I got to go back to these other ones.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, there's a ton of them, man. Don't stop
But
doing it for
that's
sure.
no, not. That's crazy news though, right? Like how do
That
you
is,
get
yeah.
left by your whole fucking band in Vermont? Like what? Like and Keith Marrow is a fucking insane guitar player.
Mhm.
Probably has the patience of a saint, I would imagine. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just it sucks. That's probably the most wasted potential of a band if they do
Yeah, yeah.
implode like that. Um,
But
I mean,
we're all on the outside. We don't know what's
Absolutely.
being, what they're going through with whatever was going on the road.
Yeah.
How they were dealing with it, and then if it was them versus him the whole time, or if there was infighting, and then eventually they were just like, all right, he was just a problem. Let's get rid of him.
yeah,
Right.
But
And I kind of feel like bands that operate that way, where it is just like one guy's band.
yeah, yeah.
I would have a hard time like being in that, and like I could probably see it being likely that you could have like everyone kind of feel like us versus him, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the boss, and he can get rid of you whenever he wants. And I don't know what he says to them. Like you said, like we're not there. And like I said, when I met him, I thought he was a super nice dude. But yeah,
Yep.
like some people like they have to have full control over it. Like to me, not the most ideal like band situation to be in. Now, if you're selling out, fucking amphitheaters and shit, hell yeah, like I'll suffer through it. But
Mhm.
but they're road dogging, death metal, like playing
Yeah.
small clubs and stuff, and playing weekdays with maybe not even half capacity or whatever.
But imagine going in and then you realize that you have no say, no power. You're just a hired gun. Eat the shit and take it.
Right.
And then you see
Right.
like you're counting down the days by that point.
Which is
Right.
exactly probably what Keith was, and I don't know about the other guys, but yeah,
And he's filled
that's
in
very
for other
important.
sick bands.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
incredible. Yeah,
Is
he's
he a
such a great
Is he a
guitar player.
Nightmare?
Yeah, I think so actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, he's with our friend Simon. That's band sick.
dude,
Nice.
And I'm pretty
his
sure
old
that's a chill
band
camp.
De Misery is probably like one of my favorite death metal records, like of all time. Like, it's an
Yeah.
incredible record. But anyways, now
Let's
that
talk
we're out of
records.
that news,
That
let's
is
talk
sad.
records.
That sucks. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have,
Feel free.
I
Did
have
put out a
one.
record this year?
What's that?
Did Vitriol put out a record this year?
No,
No,
last
they
year.
put out a great one last year.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't think
Yeah.
I got to that one yet. Then
Oh,
it's
man,
good.
It's
That's
so good.
Yeah.
I'm still
Wait,
listening
you-
to records from last
They
year.
were touring with you guys when they had that record out.
Yeah, but that was 2 or 3 years ago.
No, it's
That
last
wasn't
year.
last year. That was
Yeah,
not
it was-
last year.
Oh, no, it was, wasn't it?
No, that we weren't on Chaos and Carnage last year. I don't think that was Cattle D 23.
Yeah, yeah, Fred, you're right. Yeah, you guys were on.
Yeah, yeah.
You were on that the year before. Yeah, that was 23.
Oh, wow.
Because I saw Vitriol on the day off from that tour.
Damn,
Because you guys
oh,
didn't
yeah.
come to Atlanta. Like it was
Yeah.
like Florida
Yeah,
and
we
then
were pissed.
Nashville.
Yeah.
And so Rivers of Nile and Vitriol and a couple other bands played here in Atlanta, like on the off day.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's 2024. Suffer and Become.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
last
okay.
year. Yeah.
We were. I think we were on tour with them in 23.
Yeah.
You might be right
Fred-
though. It's going by fast now.
No,
you know
no,
why?
Fred, I'm telling you, it was
Wait.
23.
You know what's throwing me off too is
I
that
don't
we're
know,
at the
man.
end of
I could be-
25. So
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
might be associating what happened in 25
I think
as
I'm wrong.
24.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I think it was 24.
I wonder if it's right here.
Yeah, go look.
I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, I have a question for you both.
Okay.
How many records do you think were released this year? Not counting EPs, not counting live records, not counting reissues, not counting re-recordings, just by bands that are like quote unquote mainstream. How many records do you think were released this
You mean
year
mainstream?
alone?
You're talking metal, right?
Yeah. Like metal,
150.
like our genre.
No, it's way more than that, dude. If there's like a record
I
every,
just throwing a number out there.
let's say
that's
there's
what-
Every week.
5
that's
records
points.
every Friday, and then we're covering every form of metal. Because
Yes.
like when I
Right.
was going through last year's list, it's like there's a lot of folk metal, there's a lot of like avant-garde experimental metal stuff.
Yeah.
Like just if they just touched metal in any way, that goes in the metal
You're
category.
right, 150. Yeah.
So I'm
I
gonna
know.
say there's at least 3. Like take the weekends off. Like let's say there's over 250 records that came out last year.
Okay, Fred is very fucking close. 261 records.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you
And that's
find
just
that
like
data?
those are just like well-known bands. So this is the thing is like we're not
Right.
counting bands that are still kind of underground who did like one or
Mhm.
two records that don't have a
Yeah.
Wikipedia page or whatever. This is
Sure.
just a list that I looked up. I got rid
Independents.
of all the EPs, like I said, live records, all that stuff. I took out also bands that were on the list that like aren't metal. Like for some reason, man, what band was it? There was some band that like there was a bunch of bands that like were not metal that were on that list, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
But they have a metal guitar in there somewhere.
Probably
Or
if
there's
I
a
listened to them,
breakdown
I would know.
somewhere. Or
Yeah.
lead guitar. Even a solo throws them in the metal category. There's
Yeah,
a
I'd say
metal
so.
guitar solo in a pop song. They can put it in metal. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Those are the ones that always
200
pop up at the fucking at the Grammys too. By the way, it's like it's
Yep.
not really metal. It's like, and they're best metal artist, and it's like they beat actual
Jethro
like
Tull.
yeah, sure, yeah, the legendary Jethro Tull over Metallica.
But yeah, man, 261 records. And I guarantee you, if you think about like indie bands or smaller bands that are putting out records, you could probably double that number. I mean, realistically, like I get fucking emails all the time about bands, you know, that I've never heard of for press stuff. And I'm like, I don't know this band. So I'm not like, you know, like I'm not trying to like get them on the podcast or anything, but like they put out a record and like they were not on this list that I looked at. So you could easily double that number, which is fucking crazy. So
Yeah.
the fact that we're only talking about a few records here, bear with us. There's a lot of stuff that came out.
Yeah, I feel
can't-
bad. My list is so small after hearing
Yeah,
that.
I can't pretend to like listen to everything. Like I just don't
Same
have
here.
the time
Right.
or the means.
Mhm.
So
I tried,
Let's-
dude. I tried
I know.
listening to every record from last year, and I'm
Nice.
currently in the summer.
Oh my
Like
god,
I got to June, and I'm still listening to records.
that's too much.
We're
man.
gonna be doing this show in like 2 years from now, like doing the end of the year show, and
Yeah.
Fred's gonna like still.
No,
be
I'm
on
catching up now,
2024.
like-
Okay.
I have. We just got off tour for the summer. We had we had some plans cancel in December, and then we don't go back out until next spring. And so
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
working from home, trying out for other stuff, and just seeing trying to find another gig. Like
Right.
I'm going to
Take over
7,000 Tons of Metal, so I get to see a lot of bands like we're talking about that I
Yeah,
never
right.
knew existed.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
like last year, Total Death. They put out a record last year. They never
Mm-hmm.
would have showed up on my radar. I saw them at 70K. They were right up my alley, and I was like, fucking love this band. And I checked
Fuck
out
yeah.
the record, and I was like, I love this record, and now I'm a fan. So
Nice.
See,
There you go, man.
you never know, and
And that's what this
the thing.
podcast is for too. It's like
Yeah.
Dustin's gonna bring up a ton of records of bands that I don't know anything about and have not even on my radar.
No,
But or maybe ones that like I didn't listen to that much. You know, like
I don't know,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
My
Yeah,
picks
but
are
you,
pretty
you
mainstream.
surprised me
I'm not
too,
gonna
because I was like,
lie.
I didn't think
lie.
you'd be into a band like Blood Incantation. I was like, what?
oh hell yeah, dude. I love proggy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is one of the dudes from Blood Incantation follows the podcast and he likes a bunch of my posts.
Nice.
Sick.
But I know I've actively been like,
You
I
said
don't-
you didn't like it. Yeah.
I didn't like that record. I'm not saying
Yeah.
I don't like the band or what they do. They definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah,
some
yeah.
crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty funny that I noticed who it was after a while when he like I was like, who's this guy that's liking all my posts? I was like, oh, it's the fucking guitar player from Blood Incantation.
That's
what the
fucking
fuck?
awesome. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a question for you. If we're talking about albums, you were saying what doesn't count. So,
Yeah.
okay. So the bands that are like breaking through, let's say, like, remember when Swedish death metal first took off? A
Sure.
lot of those guys after the fact are now behind the boards tracking bands.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's happening with our scene now, where like there's people that are now engineers and producers, and they're producing the next set of bands. So then what do you think when those guys then cut their teeth with the younger bands that were influenced by them, start re-recording and remastering their old records?
Oh yeah. Like
I
does
don't
that count?
count
Are you asking?
remasters.
Okay.
In this list, like, yeah, no remasters, no re-releases. I
What if
understand
they
what
fully
they're trying to do.
re-record though?
That's a different thing. That's a
Okay,
tough
so
one.
there was only
Because
one.
Fallujah did that this year, didn't they? Didn't they put out like their old, well, like they redid Dreamless or
they?
something? They fully retracted. That may have been last year, but yeah, that was last year because they got a new
Yeah, it was the
record out this year.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they
think-
retracked everything.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
crazy.
Northlane remixed and remastered one of their old records.
Now I
don't
wouldn't
think
count
they
that.
tracked it,
I
though.
definitely wouldn't count that. Yeah, if they retract the
okay.
record, like maybe we can give it an honorable mention if it's
Yeah.
really good, you know. But
There
again,
was
and this isn't like
one
ranked by
record-
numbers either. So
Sure. Yeah. No, there was one record I saw that was completely re-recorded by a band, and I was just like, I mean, I get it, but I didn't want to count it because it's just like,
Yeah.
it's not new music. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just it's stuff they've already done. I'll tell you the two big ones I left off the list were Ghost and Sleep Token. I'm sorry, but those bands are not metal to me. I left them off the fucking list.
Which is funny because Ghost has actually grown on me, and I listened to it, and I'm like,
I just don't get
there's
it.
riffs
I don't get
there.
it.
I heard it.
And
There
I-
are. There are.
So,
But to me, it's just
and
like
I've
it's
been to
rock.
a show. Yes, but
It's rock with metal theatrics
Yeah.
and imagery and stuff. You
it's
know?
like
Yeah.
it's kind of like Chon to me, where like they play with super clean tone,
Mhm.
and they're doing all this crazy nerdy shit, but it's so calming to hear because it's not
Yes.
like
Yeah.
super processed. It's just guitar straight in the head,
Yes.
and they're playing. I'm like, fuck it. So then I hear Ghost, and I'm like, there's riffs there that probably would be heavy, but because of what they're plugging into, I think are they Fender?
I'm
I
not
think they're
sure.
Fender artists.
I mean,
Okay.
And
probably.
I don't know
Man.
what
It sounds
amps they're
like a
using.
good clean guitar to me, like a Fender.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I got my
I'll
Strat right
hear the
behind me.
songs and I'm like, they're catchy. They're stuck in my head now. And those riffs I'll hum for weeks, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually I only hear them in passing. Like I was standing in line going to the haunted house like that's around here called Netherworld. It's like the big haunted house in Georgia. It's down the street from me, but me and my buddy, like we always take the girls out there like once a year, and you stand in this long line, and like they're playing Ghost the whole time. I'm like, man, if they're playing some fucking real metal. Although inside the haunted house this year, they change it every year, right? Um, they had it was based. It looked like a fucking like Rob Zombie movie or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like walking through a house like that.
Oh yeah.
But they were playing like Flesh God Apocalypse and shit. And then
Oh,
they're playing like,
yeah.
but then they like the next room they're playing like Poppy or something. But like they were finding some metal stuff. You know what I mean? Do you consider Poppy metal?
No.
No.
Sorry. No. Baby metal was also on that list, and I was like, I'm sorry, but that shit's not metal. Like,
No.
But
not-
you have to. I like Heavy Saurus is metal. I like Heavy Saurus. You guys ever seen that band?
No, never heard of them.
It's a band that's like 4 dinosaurs led by a dragon. And
oh wait,
it's
I have seen that.
power
shit.
metal.
I've seen the music.
But the
I've
thing
seen the
is,
music video.
Power metal is definitely metal.
the guys that write
100%.
it are in the scene, and then the stuff they're singing about are like Norwegian or Scandinavian. I think they're maybe Finnish, but they're like Scandinavian fairy tales and history stuff. So then it's their way of like continuing the story for the kids to get into.
That's
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
done
yeah.
in like that
And
Scandinavian way.
Furthering that culture or whatever. That's really cool.
But then baby metal is just it's
produced.
kawaii metal and sync is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
Produced.
What's
Yeah, it's
oh,
K-pop with metal guitars.
you saw that? You guys must have saw all that news with that band Dogma, right? It's all a production that's hiring musicians to be these maskless entities that
Yeah.
are then those are the personalities, and then that's what's going out there. It's this big production, but like
Mhm.
it's not supposed to be about the band members. It's supposed to be about this band, and then the people that own the rights to the band are the ones that are sending it
Yeah.
out and making the money and all that stuff. And
Which is
so
a
then all
great
these
spot to be
these
in.
people are all the individual musicians are just hired guns and expendable, and they're all calling them out right now for like these really ridiculously cheap contracts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. My buddy had an idea about like just a music gig that we could do. It was going to be a Daft Punk cover band, and he was like, "We literally could just have the songs playing, and we just stand up there and do this wearing the helmets."
Yeah,
And he's like, "And if the show takes off and people want to book us for like weddings or whatever events, whatever," he's like, "Nobody knows who's under the helmets. We could hire other guys to go do our show, and like we would just make money off of it." And I was like, "Dude, that's fucking brilliant, dude." Like you don't even have to play any instruments. Like
No.
the song's just played. You just stand at a laptop and bob your head.
I went to a club after a show. We always joke around the disco loadout when the show's over, and then
Mhm.
what's the show after the show? And
Yeah.
it's usually like DJs, electronic stuff. It was DJ just playing prayers, all his material.
Okay,
And
wow.
it was just as packed as the show. I was like, oh my gosh.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Dude, Fred, I remember that first European tour, or the only European tour I did with you guys. The first show was in Germany, and we played a club, and then like right after our show ended, it was like a goth club.
Mhm.
So like all these gorgeous goth women were just like lined
Hell
up
yeah.
coming into the club, and I was just like, what's going on here? And it's like,
Yes.
Rammstein music type
Yeah, yeah.
shit is about to play, and I was like, what the fuck? Such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
weird just
They do
juxtaposition.
the goth like
of-
industrial dancing,
Industrial
shit.
metal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Playing
Nice.
Combi Christ,
Hell
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
All right. Let's kick this off. You want me to kick it off here?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. So like I mentioned, this one's gonna be a dual record. Like they're just fucking tied for me at last place because they're essentially the same record and the same band, but not really.
Okay.
So it's Mors Principium Est and Omnium Gatherum.
Okay.
Both those bands are crazy fucking melodic death metal from Europe. I think Omnium Gatherum wrote the best metalcore, non-metalcore song from a non-metalcore band in the past like 10 years on one of their past records. But I mean, like, you know how like all the European stuff is with like just technical death metal, man. I mean, like they
Yeah.
got fucking crazy ass riffs. They got great solos. Every now and then they do like a clean chorus, more so with Omnium than with Mors Principium Est.
Mhm.
But goddamn, I mean those records are just so equal to me. Like they're both so good, and I've listen, they came out pretty late in the year. They both came out in October, so it's only been out for like a month, both those records. Uh, but I mean, like, they're really damn good records. I did have a bit of a bias with Moore's because I really hated what happened with them letting go Andy uh, from from the band. It was pretty messy from what I remember and understand. But I mean, I also understand getting back the original members who were in the fucking band who wanted to play the music, not just having who somebody who was essentially a hired gun, like we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Yes, he did write three amazing records for the band, but I mean, having those original guitar players back, I mean, you can hear it, man. Like it sounds like old Moore's Principium Est. It's fucking amazing. My only complaint about that record is the production, and I mean, like Jeremy, maybe you will agree with me on this.
Mhm.
I'm a guitar guy. I want to hear a lot of guitars in the mix, and like so many of the leads and the guitar riffs are buried under the vocals and the drums, and like you can't,
Yeah.
like you can hear it, but it's just like you got to really be fucking paying attention to the mix, which is unfortunate because man, there's such sick riffers and sick solo players, both those bands. But like I think Omnium Gatherum, you can hear the guitar stuff like very
Yeah.
well, like their guitars in the mix, and that's kind of what I love about that record more. So they're just tied for me. Like I can't choose between them, so I just had to
Sure.
fucking double them up and be like, this is my double up first pick. These two bands right here.
Yeah, I agree with you on the mix thing. Like, especially with metal, man. Like, guitars need to be loud. They need to be loud
Yes.
as hell. You know, I mean, that's the whole. To me, the whole allure of listening to metal is the fucking riff. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, and of course, like, got to have great drumming, got to have great vocals, got to have great bass in the mix. Like, and you can fuck it up by having any of those not work. But yeah, I want loud guitars. This is the first thing I'm looking for when I listen to like a great mix. You know?
Yes.
I think we
Yeah,
talked
and
about
I
that last year when something sounds squashed and then it's like you
yeah.
put it in and you hear the riff and all of a sudden it's like, but it's not, there's no balls, it's not coming out and
Right.
everything's just so
You know
super
it's
ultra
good.
processed. It
Yeah.
it
Yep.
kills it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not.
Not a
It ain't
fan of that.
hitting. Yeah. Same here. Yep. That's because we're real metal guys.
I want an aggressive mix.
Yeah.
Has to be
Exactly.
No, I agree,
Exactly.
man. Like I just as an example, and I hate to use this band as an example, but there's one, I won't name the album, but there's one Cattle Decapitation album where like the drums are just fucking overtaking everything on the fucking album, and I can't hear the vocals, I can't hear the guitars, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just drums, and I'm like, I
Right.
don't like listening to this record because it's just all drums,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
that's crazy to me. Like, why would you put the drums so far up in the mix?
I've had records like that where it's like in my truck, I'll have to like go and like remix, like basically like using my stereo,
Yeah,
And it's like if you have to do that, then the mixing
There you
isn't
go.
great on that record. It's like
No.
it
yeah,
should sound good on your computer speakers and in your headphones and in your car and on your phone. You know what I mean? If it doesn't have
yeah,
all that, I know that's hard to do, like hard to do. That's the big challenge, and like that's the whole job of mixing, though.
Mhm.
yeah.
If I have
Yeah, I
to
was about to say
remix it on my
that's
fucking
hard for
car stereo,
engineers. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, those are my first two picks. It's a double pick, so
nice,
I
nice,
cheated technically.
I need to
all
listen
good.
to Omnium. I've heard of that band. I've seen their name everywhere. I've
Yeah, I need to
never
listen
seen
to
them
them
live. I've never
Oh,
listened
dude.
to them. So
Okay, straight up, listen to the song "Refining Fire." It is the best metalcore song by a non-metalcore band in the past like 10 years. It has the sickest fucking riff, great vocals. I mean, like every time I tell people to check out this band, I'm like, listen to that song first and then go just like discover whatever you want because
Okay,
everything is so good by that band. But that song
oh
"Refining
yeah.
Fire,"
nice,
it's excellent. Excellent.
nice. I'll check that shit
But
out.
I'm a big fan of Moore. So I think you guys
Yeah.
showed me. You and Weatherford showed me that band years ago, and I've been following them
Oh, dude.
since.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What is the name of the album?
Liberation, Termination.
Yeah. Yeah. Liberation Termination is literally a perfect album.
Mhm.
Like every song is incredible. The mixing, that whole recording of that album's incredible. The guitar tone, everything,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking incredible. And it's like a 20-year-old album now at
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point. I think it came out in like 2004.
And it still kicks.
Fucking
I was
oh
driving from Texas to LA for a gig, and it came on, and someone was like, "What is this?" I was like, "You've never heard of these guys?
oh my
Fuck yeah.
Oh man, you don't even know."
oh
Don't you love
Oh,
like someone like they're hearing a band for the first time, you hear like kind of click with them, and you're like, oh, I envy you,
Oh, dude,
like
yeah.
I had
getting
the
to
opposite.
experience for the first time, you know?
I had the opposite happen too. Our old guitar player, Jordan, we were just in the I don't know if we were on tour in the van or if we're on a bus, and he just put a record on, and I was like, you listen to these guys? So we were both fans of the band on different records and didn't know. And he liked
Nice.
one like one or two records later. And I
Okay.
was like, I never knew you listened to these guys. And then he's like, I didn't know you listened to these guys either. And then we nerded it out after that.
Nice,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
And then you kind of like swap albums. You'd be like, well, you ever listen to this album? Yeah, but it's
That's
not
why
as
I
good
like
as this
this.
one. Yeah, but it's
That's
like,
why I like this.
right, yeah. But then you start listening to the one that he likes, and then maybe you'll have a new appreciation for it, and
And
then
I
he'll,
see
you know what I
where
mean?
he got some of his ideas. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
especially with
yeah.
guitar players. Like if
Yeah.
someone tells me like this is what they listen to a lot, and these are my favorite records, and I'm hearing their music that they write, I'm like, okay, I can hear that in there. Of course, you don't want to be too much like that.
No.
Yeah. Which Jeremy, you're first on my screen. Do you want to go next?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do one from earlier in the year that we talked about on the first in the first half of the year that I'm still listening to. Bleed from Within, Zenith. Um, these guys are good, man, and it's like metalcore. I guess like went through this big phase of kind of like being oversaturated and everything sounding the same, and now we're kind of like having to break out into this new version of metalcore, and I think that they do it perfectly. Like the riffs are amazing. The drummer Ollie Richardson, who also plays drums in Silosis, is
Mm.
an absolute fucking murderer, dude. Absolute machine. Got to see them live earlier in the year when they were opening the tour for it was August Burns Red. It was Bleed from Within, August Burns Red, Trivium, and then Bullet for My Valentine. So it was just like
Dang.
big
Oh,
ass,
that
big ass
that tour.
amphitheaters. It was crazy. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot to say about that tour. I think I told Dustin about it off
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but we won't
You
get into all
guys will
that.
never know, but
Yeah.
wow.
A lot of interesting stuff. Anyways, great live band. I think seeing them live kind of like also made me dig into this record a little bit more. And we were making the new Sunmancer record and talking to the producer at the time, like he kind of kept going back at it like to reference like that mix because it's mixed so well. I should know who did it to give them some props, but amazing sounding record. They're a Scottish band, like they have bagpipes and shit in one of their songs. Like they do a lot of things to kind of like set them apart from like every other metalcore band that you're gonna find. And them opening that tour like blew me the fuck away. Especially like playing with metalcore giants after that, and like them
Yeah.
being invited to do that. And I think, not I think I know, early next year they're gonna be headlining a tour with Silosis and Great American Ghost, which I cannot fucking wait to go to. That's gonna be an amazing show. Um,
Uh, I'm probably
yeah,
gonna butcher this guy's name, but the guy who mixed it is Ermin Hamidovic.
sounds very European.
Probably wrong how I pronounced it, but
Yeah,
I looked it up real quick. Just give him
nice.
some props.
Give him some props, man. Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
record sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like having the Scottish shit in there is really cool. Like I said, sets them apart. But that tour coming through with Bleed from Within headlining and Silosis, I think doing direct support.
Okay.
So that means I would think that
Double
Ollie
duty.
Richardson is going to be doing double duty back to back on that whole tour, which is crazy. And the thing about that Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium tour is like the first half of the tour, Silosis was in the opening spot, and then the second, which honestly, you guys know, like Silosis is one of my favorite bands of all time. I would
Yep.
prefer to have seen that lineup, but then the second half of the lineup was Bleed from Within taking that spot. So Ollie was on the entire tour playing two different sets, which was really cool. But again, talk about how much I love Silosis. I'm not trying to take anything away from Bleed from Within because I think that their band, like the next record that they put out, is going to be they're gonna fucking break it. You know what I mean?
Nice. Oh yeah.
I
My
did
buddies
listen to
just
that
toured them in
record
Europe.
after you mentioned it, and
Yeah.
I liked it, but it wasn't on my list. So, but I did listen to it, and I was like, hell yeah, this is solid.
Yeah, dude. I just like when it comes to metalcore, it's like they have everything that you want without being the same old bullshit that
Yeah.
we got tired of 10 years ago.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
easy to get stale where it's just like, oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah, same
Over.
structures, everybody else, and like I'm so glad that like metalcore is coming out of that, and bands like
Yeah,
this, are kind of doing their thing and growing into something new.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Shit needs to kind of evolve a little bit, even if it's like a
Absolutely.
modicum of what it
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah. All right. Who's
Fred,
up?
what do you got, man?
I am stuck with what just came out like this month because I've been working on R material like
Okay.
for 4 months straight now, and I finally kind of got done last week. And then I was like, "What's out right now?" So I was listening to New Despised.
Yes.
There's a bunch of Signs of the Swarm singles, and then Angel Maker just put out their record, so I've been listening to those.
Yeah.
Those.
Fuck, I missed that
Then
one.
this, I know you said no singles, but I'm kind of worried. I didn't know any, I didn't hear any news about this, and I just listened to it today. Human Abstract has a single out.
What?
What?
Yeah, and I listened to
Are
that
you
today,
serious?
and then immediately made me go and listen to my two favorite records of theirs. So I'm like,
What are your two favorite
gonna
records?
look up
The first one and Digital Veil?
yes, those two
Yeah.
records.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
so
that's
good.
it,
so I was
man.
like, where's the news on this? What's going on? And so
That's
they have a
fucking
single called Harbinger.
crazy.
So yeah, I listened to that song, and then I immediately went and listened to those two records. So I was like, okay,
Dude,
I'm excited.
I,
What's
I
going
love
on?
that. That's so cool. Is it do you know like if the lineup is it the same lineup from Digital Veil or
I don't
same
know
singer?
yet. I just saw the song, and so I'm gonna. I think it might be because he wasn't on Digital Veil, right?
No,
It
he
a different
was.
singer.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they had
I know
the
the
original
guitar
singer was on the
player.
first two,
Yeah,
and then I think the guitar player left.
he
I
left.
think his name's
after the-
AJ Minette.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
he came back for Digital Veil,
yes, and oh my god, that record, man.
and then Small World. We had a band from San Diego called Corellia, and so when they were touring on Digital Veil, he was the live vocalist for. A little
Okay.
bit. I don't know how extensive it got for that album cycle, but I know he got tapped.
Okay. Yeah, and I think the guy on Digital Veil didn't he used to play in like From First to Last or something like something that wasn't metal.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he came over there and he fucking crushed it on that record. I hope that's.
So I'm gonna look up that news of like what's going on with those guys. Yeah, I
Oh,
want to know.
I hope
who's
they
in
got
the
something new
band.
coming up, man.
But
Yeah.
yeah, they have a
Yes.
single out. So I was listening to
Everything that I'm looking at says like they were done in 2013. So it's not. I mean, this is Wikipedia, so it probably hasn't been updated or whatever. But
Sure.
But
it's
there's a
not
song
showing-
out.
Okay,
That's crazy.
let's
Yeah,
When
how
did
did I
the
miss
song?
that?
When did the single get released?
let me.
Because it says 2025.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Huh.
look.
It's called Harbinger.
Oh, that's a re-recording then. Harbinger was on their
Nope,
first.
I
album,
checked it.
wasn't
I checked it. I know, but it's not. That's
on-
what threw me off.
Huh. Are they re-recording that
sounds-
record though?
No,
I mean, even
it's
if they're
not
doing
the same
that,
song.
that'd be cool.
It's not the same song.
Yeah, their last post on Facebook was 2021.
Isn't that weird? No news. Why is this out there? Unless some other
Uh,
band has called it now, and then they didn't know. You know.
Or sometimes like things get uploaded through distribution that like will end up like there was. I'm sure you guys remember like there was that whole like people were putting out AI songs and it would pop up
Yeah.
like Born of Osiris has a new album, but it's like it's just like some AI shit that.
But
gets
it
stuck
sounds
through.
like them. So
Huh.
I listened to it. I was like, okay, I got to look up this news.
I'll
We'll
definitely
see.
have to look into that.
But yeah. Despised, Angel Maker, Sons of
Okay,
the Swarm.
I got some bad news, man.
Okay.
Looking this up right now. It's a new band that is doing a reimagined version of an old song,
Oh, geez.
What? What does that mean?
and they turned the comments off on the video. So that says a lot right there.
Huh.
Fell for it.
It's
Fell
fine.
for it.
Yeah. So basically, it's like all new members. They re-recorded an old song, and they're trying to like.
Doesn't sound the same.
It's
It
a
sounded like a new
really
song.
old song. It's from before Nocturne. It's like on their first verse album.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
They still
Nocturne,
called
that,
it,
That
yeah,
record's fucking amazing too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
sick.
because I knew that song name. I was like, wait, that's an old song, Harbinger.
Huh.
Damn.
That's strange.
I was so
I'm
stoked
gonna-
for a second.
I know,
Me too.
dude. Yeah.
I'm gonna do what we did last year. I'm gonna you guys talking about records is gonna refresh my memory of what I
Yeah.
listened to. That I'm like, oh yeah. So
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna take a pee break real quick,
Go for
and
it.
then I'm gonna come back and talk about my next one.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'll get through this real quick, and then I'll go through a pee break and let you guys talk. Does that sound good?
all right.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's not that interesting. It's a record we fucking talked about last year. It's the Whitechapel record, Hymns and Dissonance.
Nice.
Great record. It's the
figured you were gonna
first
pick that
band
one.
I saw live this year. It's going to be the last band I see live this year. Great record. I'm glad they are going back to their roots.
Yes.
Heavy shit. They sound amazing live. I don't know what else to
Weren't
say
we
about
last
it.
year? We were talking about like I guess they had released one song, and we were talking
Yeah,
about
they-
like how it
Oh
sounded
yeah,
like
they put
were
that
going
single.
back.
Yeah.
The
They
single,
put the old
yeah.
logo. That was the funny part too. Everyone was like,
old
"Oh, the old logo.
Yeah.
That means we're going
But when we
back."
did our mid-year, Jeremy,
Yeah.
me and you, when we did our mid-year thing, it was on my mid-year list. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
still on my listening right now too. That's
yeah,
definitely on my list. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
so glad
great.
Cool.
they returned to form.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like the stuff in between,
Sure.
the heavy records, but I even went back and of course I went back and listened to like Smack Defilement and This Is Exile.
Mhm.
But the
Hmm.
album after This Is Exile, I went back and listened to, and I was like,
New
New Era
era.
of New Era of
Yeah.
Yeah, New Era
Corruption.
Corruption. Yeah.
I was like, God damn, this shit fucking like. I didn't give this enough credit when it was out. Like I was,
Mhm.
because
Same.
to me it wasn't as good as This Is Exile. It's like, well, that is an iconic deathcore record. It's very hard to hit that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nah, New Era Corruption was fucking great. But I'm glad they're doing that kind of stuff again.
Yeah.
And when I listen to that new Whitechapel record, it's like being a teenager again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like ignorant shit. I love it.
I'm gonna when I edit this, I'm gonna put a picture of myself in this so it looks like I never left.
Okay.
And I can hear you guys, so talk about whatever
Okay.
you
Okay.
want. So
That
Jeremy, you're next.
Okay.
real quick with the Whitechapel stuff. That is the
Yeah.
tough sell of like, what, where do you go after every record? And so it's like, do we continue the brutality? And they were quoted for a minute. We're like, we're growing up. We're not going to just play brutal stuff for the sake of brutality. I forget what the
Right.
actual quote was and which member said it, but they were like, we're not going to just play, beat down death metal, deathcore breakdown riffs. We're growing up. And then I think those last two records were more of an outlet for Phil to get whatever was that'd been building up in his head,
Sure.
and he finally got it out.
Yeah, and
And
look,
then,
I mean,
and,
I think it's great. And looking at their catalog, it's like
Mhm,
now they have a kind of a wide range,
mhm.
and coming back full circle, like there's nothing wrong with wanting to step out and be like, hey, this record's not going to be like everything we put out. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I mean, with Carnifex, like it's hard to keep doing that and keep it fresh and come up
yeah,
with
yeah,
new ideas. Like if you want to stick with the same genre and the same fan base, you know what I mean? Like there's
yeah, yeah.
really only so much you can do. So them like fully stepping out like they did, is not a bad thing. And I wasn't the biggest fan of it versus like This Is Exile and stuff like that. But look, I mean, the fact that they did that, I think is awesome for them. I think looking back on their catalog, like when at the end of the day, when they're old guys and they're doing the 30th anniversary of This Is Exile and shit, like people are gonna look back on those records where he sang and I think give it a little more credit
Yeah, yeah.
than it got the first time around. You know what I mean?
It's a tough part where I hate answering this question because it doesn't have to be asked every song. How's it going to translate live?
Of
Sometimes they
course, yeah,
want to. Sometimes you gotta just write a record. It's just
right,
that's what the music's for. It's you
sure,
have to listen to it. You don't have to worry about how you're gonna see it perform live or how it's gonna sound live, and if
right,
it's gonna translate to the crowd. If it's in a listening experience, then that's it. I don't
yeah. You
I
don't
don't
even have
like
to play it
writing a
live.
yeah. I don't like writing a record where it's gonna be these are 10 songs are potentially gonna be hit worthy. It's like no, because then you just have a collection of 10 songs. Like I
Right.
like that those are soundscapes that they put out. That's a journey where like everything leads into each other, and then when you're done, you've got a full picture. And it's not like,
Yep.
oh, I like three songs, and I can't wait to hear one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Live.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think that I think Adam D said this like on Garza's podcast, like not long ago, or maybe it was a while ago, but he was talking about like when you're making a record and you go back and look at it, it's like the record is supposed to encapsulate the band at that moment. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like it doesn't have to go with the last record. It doesn't have the next record doesn't have to sound like that. Like whatever the band is going through at that time, you should always be able to look back and be like, oh, this is when I was going through this, or this is when I was really influenced by Devin Townsend. So it's much more
yeah, yeah.
progressive or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think Devin Townsend sits down and goes, oh, well, I need to change this so it'll hit live?
No.
Hell no.
No, 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 no,
No.
no.
Not that guy, But yeah, you're right.
There's moments I'll catch where I'm like, I'll be like, I feel bad because I do the same thing with our music where I'll hyper fixate on the stuff I like and just
Mhm.
work on that. And then later on, it's like, oh, I have to go work on this riff that
Yeah.
I heard
Mhm.
once and dismissed. And then I go back and I'm like, we've done that. That's been used.
Sure.
And then I go back, I'm like, that's been there. That's made it twice. Why is it
Oh,
back
shit.
around a third time? And
Yep.
then I get to the studio, and then whatever's going on, that's like by the time I get there, guitars are done, drums are done,
Mhm.
and then it just hits a little different. I'm like, I guess it doesn't sound the same, but to me, I've got that nagging feeling. I'm like, I still hear because of the core part of that riff. those 2 times that we've already visited, but it does sound different because we have a different guitar player, different producer, different engineer,
Yeah.
and then everything's just a little different. But
And
I'm
with
like,
you, dude, with your
uh,
job, it's like if you're coming in and doing bass over that riff, like you
Yeah.
could make that different. Like even if it was the same riff, like your part changing that, like is very possible. You know what I mean?
only if it's not already vocal, guitar, and drum heavy, then I have to lay
Sure.
back. And I was like, well, I can
Right.
only do
Yeah.
so
Yeah. 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 You don't want too much shit going on.
Yeah.
You know.
I do have a little insight that I remember about the most current Whitechapel record. I remember when they were writing it and working on it, Phil was posting pretty regularly on Reddit, and he was talking about how like he's angry. He's got some shit to say, and they want to go back to those roots on purpose
Yeah.
because like he just feels like kind of like you were saying, Fred, he got it out of him. Like whatever he had to say with those other 2 records with the soft songs, he got it out, and they want to go back to what they were doing beforehand.
Because
So,
that was introspective. That was like
working out those
personal
demons, man.
struggles and grief, right?
Mhm.
It's like stuff that he had no outlet to talk to. Because I don't think he talked to a therapist about that kind of stuff.
Well, he's
Yeah, I
got an
don't know.
outlet.
Yeah,
But he put it to
In a
music.
record.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes that's the
records.
best way to do it.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna stick with that same theme here if we're talking about guys getting it out and needing an outlet or whatever, because this one is a fucking slammer. Acacia Strain, you are safe from God here.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I
oh
mean,
my
I should
God.
say that came out of nowhere, but I meant when that hit, everybody was talking about it. I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah.
It's in my
Dude.
top. It's in my top.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and like I can't stop listening to it. I remember
Yeah.
texting Dustin. I was like, "How crazy is this? We got a new Acacia Strain and new Despised Icon in 1 week. It's
Yeah.
just fucking massive, two very different like sides of the spectrum of like brutality. But what
Yeah.
I feel like with this record, man, it's like Acacia Strain's on this climb, and I don't really know where it came from because, I didn't listen to them for like 10 years. I thought like like Wormwood and shit like that. I thought was goofy.
What?
And yeah, I didn't like it. Like the Tactical
man.
Nuke. Like, come on. Dude,
Okay,
it's silly.
Tactical Nuke is
That's
a
silly.
goofy ass song and one of the worst riffs ever written. I will.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the
And
same
they
fucking riff.
juice
over and over.
It's so
Yeah.
annoying. And I think they
agree.
came out in that time where it's just like tough guy metal was just like, kids go to the show just to mosh and they don't really care about the songs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, like there's shows for that, like, and nothing wrong with it. Not for me, but so I didn't really pay attention to them. And then they came out with that EP. It comes in waves, and they started to sound a little more mature. And then they came out with Slow Decay during COVID. And I remember cutting my grass every week, just listening to that album over and over because that's all I could fucking do back then. It's like listen to metal records, and like the only like activity I could do was cut the grass. But I would look forward to it because that's when I'm really checking out records and nothing else is going on. I'm just watching the grass go down. Like the cathartic feeling of cutting the grass, listening to fucking breakdowns, and then Step Into the Light after that was great. And now I think You Are Safe from God here is kind of just the next step on the staircase as far as like this new mature sound that they have. And Vince has a way of like taking lyrics that are borderline like cheesy as shit.
Yes.
But when it comes out of his mouth, it's so fucking good.
It's fucking
I love
so
that shit.
cool.
It's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, where he's
I call
like,
it ignorant. Sometimes it's just
yes.
so ignorant. You're like,
Yes.
it's dumb, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah, and he's like,
or it's-
6 feet further from God, 6 feet closer to hell. It's like that's corny unless
yeah.
he does it.
But it works.
Like it's fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, I love the record. It's fucking slamming all the way through. I love that they're sticking on this trajectory of just it's not goofy breakdown shit. It's not, like gym core. It's like it has fluidity to these songs. And it's like, no, they're not doing melodic shit. They're not shredding or anything like that. But like the drumming is always giving you a great pace, changing it up throughout the song. They got a good way of just like throwing in triplets like at the end of their breakdowns or like at the end of the riff, to kind of just give you like a new, like to kind of, jog you awake. The whole record's fucking badass. I can see me listening to this at this time next year.
I haven't given it as much rotation as the Despised one just because I'm more invested in that. But
Sure.
I had
Yep.
insight into the Acacia stuff because Devin's been in the band since Wormwood, and he cut his teeth with Oceano and Rose Funeral back in the day.
Okay.
And so he's been coming to his own as
Good
the
prerequisite
guitar
to
player
joining
in that band.
Acacia Strain. Okay.
Yeah, so then I don't know when their other guitar player left. When Mike
DL left after Wormwood.
Okay, but then when did
That was-
Mike Recon join? Because he wasn't the guy. He wasn't. He's fairly recent.
Oh yeah. He wasn't there until like because they had that other guy that I had on my podcast way back in the day. Like I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. Like
But yeah, but I these you got two guitar players that have toured with and seen and witnessed and are fans of what Acacia Strain's at its core. But then
Yeah.
they've been in the scene themselves, playing their own brutality, and
Mhm.
now you have them all merged together. So I bet that, and they're gonna put out a documentary about that writing session, those writing and recording that record. They had a film crew and everything. So
Good
we're gonna get
shit.
insight
I
into
love
that
when
whole
bands
That's
do
process.
that
great.
shit.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, his
man.
name was
I need to see that more.
Tom Smith. He was in 2016,
We were way off.
2022.
Yeah. You got the T, right? Yeah.
Trevor,
No, I said it was with the T.
Tom.
Smith.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tom
He was in there.
Thumb.
Yeah, he was in there for
Yeah.
quite a while. 2016, 2022. That's like
Yeah,
seven, 8 years.
But he's not on this record. It's Mike
Yeah.
Recon. Yeah.
Right. And I guess he wasn't on Stepping in the Light either, because I think that came out in 23.
Was
Yeah.
Mike on that record or EP?
That was a full
Yes.
record.
Okay.
But they
Was
also
Mike
had
on
an
that
EP. They had like a sister EP that came out like right
Mhm.
after that with like 3 songs on it.
Yeah.
Bog Walker's one of the songs on there. Is fucking
Yeah.
one
I
of my
remember that track.
go-tos,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
But yeah,
So good record.
that's gonna be cool to see how. I don't know if it encapsulates the writing, but I know they tracked. They captured them tracking. So we'll see what it was like in the studio for that record. with
Right.
those
Yeah.
guys.
And when that did come out, and Dustin and I texted you about it, and like telling you how much I loved it or whatever, and you're like, yeah, man, but these lyrics, like, they're heavy, and like I kind of worry about Vince and like, like what he's going through. And it's like, but for me, it's like, I think that this, like we were just talking about Phil from Whitechapel, it's like this might be his outlet, like
Mhm.
him getting these things out and putting them down on this record, like. There may be nothing wrong with him, like because he's able to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the kind of lyrics that I want. Like I want shit that's deep and like that make you think like, oh, this dude's going through some fucked up shit. That's why we all gravitate to metal because we
That's why
fucked up shit we go through.
That's why deathcore was a little different than death metal, because everyone was talking about like impalement and killing and maiming and shit. And then
Right.
we're like, we're talking about relationship struggles and personal struggles.
Right,
Yeah.
just
It's a
over
little
shit
real.
that sounds like
Yeah.
that sounds
dude,
like it's
I-
about impaling
Yeah.
and shit.
I know how personal those first two Carnifex records are to Scott, like his
Yeah.
lyrics and everything.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, okay, so since this record is in my top, I will tell you this: my top like 5 can be interchangeable on any day of the fucking
Perfect.
week, man. Like they're
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
This one is in my top, but I will say this: so
You
Jeremy,
narrow
to what-
261 records to top 5? I'm just kidding.
I know,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Fucking dumb, right?
Yep.
And I'll tell you this: I probably only listened to like 50 of them. So
Same here.
What you
Yeah.
got time for, man?
yeah,
Yeah, shit. I may have only gotten to 30. Well, it's because the ones I like, I keep listening to.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to
It's-
check out
it's hard,
everyone's
man.
new record, it's like, well, now I'm not really digging into the one that I like.
Dude, if you have
Yeah.
a record at half an hour, if every album's at least a half an hour, you can only listen to 48 records in a day. But you're
Right.
sleeping 8 hours to take away another
Yeah,
16 records.
That's if you're on a fucking meth binge. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can listen to them at double speed. There you go.
No,
Oh
fuck that.
God.
Especially
of
for some
people
of this
do
like
that.
deathcore shit.
No, I want to hear
Imagine
this.
listening to
Let's
Go
do the
ahead.
top 5 like you're talking about.
yeah.
Oh no, I just want to talk about the Acacia Strain record real quick. We'll get to my
He's
top
saying
5
that
later.
could be a number 1, but it also could be a
Yeah,
number
yeah.
5. But yeah,
Sure. Yeah, just depending on what day, what I'm into, how I'm feeling.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
they're so interchangeable, it's ridiculous. But so I saw Acacia Strain earlier this year before that record came out, and like Vince was on stage and he was openly talking about his mental health. That's why I kind of texted
Okay.
you that. He was like,
Yeah.
he was like, I struggle at home. I think about killing myself all the fucking time. But when I'm here on stage with you guys, this is the shit that matters. This is the shit that keeps me alive. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Okay,
Like,
that's
heavy.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
That's
as fuck.
deep. And he's being real with people. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
he's joking about that shit at all. So that's why I was like very worried when I heard a lot of these lyrics where he's like, bury me 6 feet deep. I don't give a shit. Like, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff about suicide on this record.
Absolutely, yeah, like opening his veins and shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But those
And
are
it's
those are the
like-
lyrics that to me like hit
Jesus.
the fucking hardest. And
But-
look, I think that like you're getting this quality of shit because that outlet is so important to him for what he said on
Yes.
stage. You know what I mean? Like he's really putting everything he's got into this, and for some
Yes.
reason, like he hasn't changed his vocals in the last 20 years. But not really. He's gotten better.
Well,
but it's like
I
his
have a-
shit doesn't get stale.
Yeah.
Like it's always still so fucking good, and it's always still so hard hitting. You know?
So this is a crazy thing. I had not seen Acacia Strain up until like 2 years ago, and the
Oh wow.
difference of his vocals live versus recorded, it's a completely different vocalist. Like the shit that he does live is
Yeah.
so much better than what is on the record. I actually
That
kind of
says a
hate
lot.
his I actually kind of hate his recording vocals because they are so the
Not me,
same.
dude.
For
If I
lack of
had
a
him
better,
on a track, like for my band, I would
no, no,
be
no.
fucking
There,
elated.
it could be a victim of you know how you pick up the guitar, you got to, not everyone does, but I
Yep,
feel like a majority of people pick up their instrument, they have to warm up.
yep.
It's the same
Mhm.
thing with studio vocals. They have to some he probably does a few takes of stuff leading into a song, and then by the time they get like a quarter to halfway through, it's hitting. But then they
Right.
already have those takes of the
Absolutely.
when
Yeah.
he's warming up, you know.
Well,
Yep.
it's just
Yep.
no, it's not even that. It's he does different like some parts on the album he'll do like a low, but then he does like a fucking like low. Like it's so
Okay.
I can't explain it. It's so completely fucking different. Like I would not think it was the same fucking vocalist live as on the recordings. And I know I say I don't like the recordings, but they're not bad. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing is like I still think what is on the recordings versus the live show is what makes that band great because you're
Sure.
not going to hear the same shit live as you do on that record, and I fucking love that.
He can
Like
tastefully
Vince's,
change it up. Yeah.
oh dude,
Well, it could also be. It
fucking
depends when
goes
you catch
hard.
it. If you
Yeah.
catch the first day of the tour, it's probably not going to sound like that. You catch it at
Sure.
the end of the tour, he's dialed in. He's
No,
had
no, no.
all those shows of doing.
I
Yeah.
swear I'm
Those
not
first
explaining
5 or
this
6
right.
shows. Yeah.
I swear
No, I
I'm
get
not
what you're talking
explaining
about.
it.
I'm just trying
Okay.
to. I'm trying to give other excuses of like why it might sound better or more brutal when you
Okay.
see it.
Mhm.
The amount of time that the record's been out, how much time he's had with the material, and then being on the road doing it over and over and over again.
Same set list every night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that song is he's dialed in, he's warmed up. What do I call it? It's like the dexterity is there, the conditioning is there, so there's more endurance.
It is
It's
conditioning for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be easier to nail it, and then he can put now that bar was set with where he tracked it, he can push past it.
Yeah, and I think that's what
Yeah.
Dustin's saying is like that's what he's doing. Is like instead of
Yeah,
it just
he's-
being a regular low, it's like no, he's going in
He's
on
going
it.
lower.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like fucking like whatever you think he's gonna do on the record. He just like he fucking like his highs are higher, his lows are lower. His mids are more mid. I know this sounds fucking stupid. It's just like it's
That's
crazy.
not at all.
It's crazy.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, you're look who you're
preaching to the
talking
choir
man.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
we
like
could talk
he knows.
death metal vocals all day, man.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing on the record, and he just fucking like takes it to another level that you are not hearing on the record, and that's what I appreciate about it. Because like
Sure.
he goes hard, man.
Yeah.
So and like honestly, I know it's another
missed him last month.
cringy ass line, but like the song where he just says "There is no God" over and over and over, and then just gets lower and lower and lower
So
and lower.
fucking sick, dude. Yeah.
Ugh,
It's corny, and
so
if you
good.
show it to someone who doesn't listen to metal, they're like, "You think this is cool? Like, this is
I love
this
it.
is lame as fuck." And it's like,
I
"No,
love
man, it hits like a motherfucker."
Yeah,
Because it's him
I
doing
make the
it.
joke. It's cheesy, just cheesy enough, you know.
Yeah, but hey, dude, all metal's got to have a little bit of cheese. You know
That's
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
This-
I'll go
okay,
full
I
power
want-
metal, dude. Like I like that cheese too.
Yeah.
I want to bring up another point of a cheesy line that I think is actually cringy, and this is not me talking shit about the band. I just wanted to
Uh-oh.
say this right
Hot
up
take.
front. Hot take. But bleeding through their
Oh, yeah,
song
yeah.
where they're like, "Come and fuck with us." Like,
No, it's
I'm
fine.
like,
Fuck with us and find out.
yeah, fuck with us, find out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's a little
But I
too
catch
much
myself
for me.
driving to the grocery store with that blaring. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wanted not like
Yeah,
this, but,
man. Yep.
But the
yep.
riff.
But I love
hits.
that record. It's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
record. But damn,
Sure.
man, when that song comes on, I'm like, skip.
Yeah. But they've done that so much. They remember
I
back
know.
with the truth, where the
I know.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have. And I can't
That's
fault
what
them
he
for
does,
it.
yeah.
Still sounds good. Like if I was 15, man, I'd be loving that shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And dude, that's kind of what I think of when I hear something like that and it hits and some of these like Vince lines, like, yeah, I would fall for some of that shit when I was like 17 and be like, fuck
Yeah.
around and find out. Like, hell yeah, this is badass, you know? But like, stuff like that will still take me back to that place. You know, I
Yeah.
love it.
All right, so we both talked about Acacia Strain, so we'll get that
Mm-hmm.
off. Jeremy, you want to do another record, and then we'll or Fred, do you want to go next?
No, I'm going to bounce off you guys. 'Cause
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
reminded me. I've
right,
been
Jeremy,
listening to
you
that
go.
Burning Through record. So.
All right, so I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Fallujah Xenotaph. Um, I thought it was a great follow up. I wasn't a huge Fallujah fan like historically, and I always had friends like show them to me, and I always loved the guitar playing and everything. Like Scott Carstairs is fucking incredible. Um, until the last record that they put out in Imperial. That one I really got into because they were on tour with Rivers of Nile and Alluvial, and me and my wife traveled to Austin to see it. Well, we had bought the tickets to go to Austin to see the show, but then because that was the only show that they had put together, like a lineup like that with Alluvial and Rivers of Nile, and Fallujah was on it. Then they announced the tour coming to Atlanta, so I actually got to see that tour twice. And so they were playing a bunch of shit from that record, and then I just started listening to it all summer. And then when they started putting out the singles for Xenotaph, I was like, okay, they're staying in the same direction of what made me fall in love with this band, 2 years ago. I love the lineup that they have right now. I know they have a new drummer right now. He's a real famous like Instagram drummer and played with some other bands and shit too. But he's crushing it. I'm gonna go see them live in a couple weeks with Inthios and Zenith Passage, which is gonna be
Kevin
And you're going to see Scott
Alexander?
play in Inthios as well.
Yeah. What'd you say?
You're going to see
Kevin
Scott
Alexander?
Carstairs play.
Oh,
in-
that's right. Scott's been playing with Inthios.
Yeah. Wait, Kevin Alexander. What is that name?
He's a drummer for Fallujah.
Yeah, so I was following him on Instagram like for a while. Just he's covering a lot of like badass like tech death stuff, and I think that's kind of the way that you get a job with a successful band now. Is you go ahead and put show what you can do online, kind of like
Yeah.
what Alex Rudinger does. Like he'll play. Like I used to watch him like playing Faceless Planetary Duality stuff. You know what I mean? And then
Oh,
next thing you
man.
know, it's like every band wants to get him. Um, But anyways, they also got this guitar player who joined after the last record was already recorded. His name's Sam Meridian, and he's a dude that I followed on Instagram because he was like learning the same like revocation shit that I was like learning maybe like 5-6 years ago. And I would kind of respond to his videos and we would talk back and forth like about the revocation stuff. And when I was at that show 2 years ago, he's standing at the merch table. I'm like, "Yo, is your name Sam?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, dude, like, what are you doing here? You're like running merch or whatever? And he's like, no, I'm playing with Fallujah. I was like, no shit. So, and he has turned out to be an incredible guitar player. And him playing with Scott, I mean, like, they can kind of bounce solos off of each other on this record. And when you're listening, it's like Scott has a very unique sound of the way that he likes to do his leads and solos.
Yeah.
But Sam, like, there's no drop off really, like in quality of like what he's writing. And I think he actually got to write a lot of stuff for this record, which gives it a little bit of a new flavor over the last one. Still same direction. This is also the second record with the vocalist that they have now. I think his name's Kyle.
Yep.
But dude, yeah, I love his vocals. I love his clean singing. I love his screaming. I love his lyrics. The way that they're structuring these songs and like having hills and valleys and stuff makes it for like a really good kind of like, I wouldn't say like proggy like Rivers of Nile, but like proggy enough to where like a lot of like melodic movements within like very heavy shit, blistering fucking leads and solos. The riffing is like, I think about Sam all the time. Is like fuck man, like me playing in that band, I'm not sure I could do that. Like just the riffs alone are
Scott
really
writes a lot
fucking
of
hard.
Crazy, spacey, flowy stuff that's not
Yeah,
traditionally played. Yeah.
yeah, and
No,
then like the riff
it's-
behind it is going to be fucking machine gun right hand, picking hand. You know what I mean? And like and string skipping that stuff and. Just a phenomenal band all around. Love like how they've grown over the years to a band that like I didn't really pay attention to for a while, but now like they're so good I cannot fucking ignore it.
No, they're great.
Yeah.
I know I told you this on our mid-year thing, but their first record is still just like untouchable to me. It's so good. Like
It's one of the ones I didn't get into as much. I should go back and really give it like another shot now that I love the band.
it's so raw. Like you got to understand, it's very raw. But like I did like their old vocalist Alex, who was on that record.
Yeah.
The old guitar players that were on that record. Like
Brian
there's
Deebs.
something. Yes, there's something so special about that first record that like I always gravitate towards it. I didn't like the record after that. I didn't like the record after that.
What was the
But
record after? Was that
past-
In Dreams?
Yeah, Injury.
Yeah.
They went like really like
Yeah.
techno on that record or whatever you want to call it.
Wait, is it they
Um,
have one called In Dreams?
Something
Like
that,
after the
yeah.
burial?
Dreamless.
Dreamless.
Dreamless. That's what it was.
Dreamless
yeah.
is the one I think that they re-recorded last year.
Oh.
And they did a whole headlining tour where they just played that album all the way through with the new lineup.
Yeah, Flesh Prevails and Dreamless. I didn't really like too much. Um,
There's some
Undying
stuff on
Light,
Dreamless I like.
Empyrean were really good.
Period.
Yeah, and the new record, like, yeah, listen to that. Like, man, I agree with like that. Getting that other guitar player, the way they like kind of bounce off each other's,
It adds a little new
it's
spice to
almost
it.
seamless, man. Like
It
they
is.
just the way they kind of play off for writing. I would be really interested to talk to them and be like, well, how the fuck did you guys write these solos? You know, give me some
Right.
insight on that.
Right, yeah, because I feel like Sam was like learning. Obviously he had to learn all that stuff from the last record, and I actually saw them. They played the entire record on a headliner for Empyrean, and so he had to learn all of Scott's shit. And it's like, okay, that probably brought him up to another level.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now, like, he's good enough to, hey, I've got a solo for this. And again, like, there is no drop off in quality and playing and writing between those two guys. Like when I hear it on this record,
I would agree. Yeah, no,
hell yeah.
none at all. Like it's more evolution than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What you got?
Fred, you got anything to say about that?
No, I need to listen to it though. I saw it live; it was great, and I know the guys you're talking about. And I swear I recognize that drummer from another band.
He's got to be
wanna
getting work from someone else. He's too fucking good.
Drummer on Zenotaph.
Yeah, the current Fallujah drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's
I want to say he was in
can...
Decrepit Birth, but that might not be right.
I'm
No,
not sure.
because that was Samus, right?
No,
Oh, he's in Disembodied Tyrant.
there we go.
Okay, there you go. That's some very
So-
hard shit to play.
I'll be
He's
seeing
been
them
in other
pretty
bands.
soon.
He's filled in
Nice.
for other bands though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Had to.
Let's
He's
take
too
a
good,
look.
man.
Let's look at
What's his
what
resume?
he has going on.
Oh yeah, because their old
see.
drummer is playing with All Shall Perish now.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He's fucking really good.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I think he took a step back from the band, like just wanted to, less time on the road or whatever, and then got with All Shall Perish, which I don't.
It
think
might be
works
another one of
as
those
much.
situations like we talked about with Vitriol, where it's like Scott's a very demanding guy from his
Yeah.
musicians, so
Yeah.
Sure.
he's not going to just hire people to just hire people. They have to meet a certain criteria to play the material.
Yeah,
but
he
I
is
will
kind
say
of-
at least
he is the band, kind of.
absolutely. But also with him, it's like you don't see a revolving door of members for Fallujah.
But I'm pretty sure. But I
mean,
I have though.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
I guess
I
over
looked
the
up
years, over the years, sure.
Yeah. This is like the third iteration of this lineup that I've seen.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you
the
might be
only up until this last record, the only original members were Scott and Andrew left before this record, who was the drummer.
Yep, who's with All Shall Perish now.
And now this whole lineup is like brand new, basically.
And then
You think we're gonna
your
hear
guitar player before the guy you're talking about? I know.
Nico?
I swear, he's in Dark Tower.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
And he fucking killed it on that last Darkest Hour record, man. Oh
Fuck
my
yes,
god.
yeah.
Which
Nico
we talked
Santorum,
about
right?
that
Yeah.
last year.
That was on the
Great
list. man.
record.
Yep. Do you guys think
All
we'll
right.
hear a new All Shall Perish record? Just curious.
Yes, because it's all it depends on if Chris Story is writing.
Here's the thing, though. Every time anything with All Shall Perish gets brought up, the allegations against Eddie get brought up with him and that underage girl.
Yeah, that's probably not going away.
And it's not. It's literally every time they play.
By the way,
a
my next
show-
band that I start, Fred, I want you to play bass for us. We're gonna be called Allegations.
Yeah. I call them alligators.
Yep.
The alligators got him. Someone just got
Yeah.
alligated recently,
Yep.
actually.
Oh,
Breaking
actually,
news.
I'm sure you guys already know this, but I rewatched the movie Logan the other night, and in that kid's room is like 3 fucking All Shall Perish
Yeah.
posters.
Hell yeah.
And then Fred, I rewatched Terrifier 2 during Halloween, and like you guys have a fucking World War X poster in that
Fucking
kid's room.
badass. Yeah.
We
That's
found
so
out why that
cool.
was. Before, there was someone at Nuclear Blast that had a connect where they would put the album posters that were going to come out for records, but sometimes they would ask for bands, because sometimes you'll see, we just watched a show on Netflix or HBO, and there was current, it was like the record that Testament was putting out that year. And it was like the album artwork for that was that poster. And I'm like, oh, do you like the Leonardo DiCaprio? So I was like, hey.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
that's not out yet.
Yep. little metal Easter egg.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's not happening anymore. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes.
yeah. No, it was cool though.
Uh,
Whoever was in charge of that, they were putting Nuclear Blast bands out there. We were in their kids' rooms,
were.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they're doing just AI posters. You can tell
Yes.
too,
Mhm.
They
It's
really
fucking
are,
annoying.
dude.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yep.
All right,
Robot
my
overlords.
next record, Fred. I know me and you were going to disagree on this because I know we messaged about it, but my God, I fucking love this band. I love this record. It is Void, Forbidden Morals.
Okay.
One of the best new thrash bands come out of Louisiana. I mean, you got fucking sick ass riffs. You got blistering solos. They look like they're literally out of the 80s, but they're probably like 20 years old. These
I've
guys.
listened to it. I haven't heard it, so I can't be too quick to judge. But you're saying is it because they did the trope of it sounds like they tracked it in the 80s?
No, they
Okay.
tracked it like it is like newer production, but
That's
they
what I want.
Look,
Yeah, yeah.
they
Me
look
too.
like they are
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
80s. In fact, Weatherford
That
was telling
doesn't
me
bother
that
me.
the drummer he has like vintage Nikes that cost like $1,200 apparently in some of their music videos.
That's
Okay.
fine. Well, as long as he's
What
not
the
drumming live in
fuck?
them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all play like fucking.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. You're
Oh
right
yeah,
about
it's
that.
Charvel. It's Charvel.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah, dude, they all play
We
like
know our shit.
vintage.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Guitar
I just
guys,
wanted to
man.
make sure. I didn't want to say something stupid and be like,
I look at
"Well,
guitars
yeah,
all day
actually."
online that I will never fucking play.
Yeah.
Because when we say that brand name, it sounds like we're talking about ice cream.
Well, you said Carvel, and that definitely
Yeah, I
is
said
the
that,
ice
yeah.
cream.
Charvel, yeah.
Charvel.
Yeah. Yeah, but they play like all these vintage ass instruments and they
Yeah.
look like they're at it. But these kids are like 20 years old, man, and like they
No, I'm into
fucking
that.
rip. They rip.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This album is so good from start to finish. Forbidden Morals, especially the title track, or Phantom of the something, Return of the Phantom. Oh my fucking god! The
These guys are
solo
young?
in that song. They're super young. Yeah.
That's
Damn,
crazy.
okay.
Okay.
And they do not like they just fucking rip. They rip so hard.
Fuck yeah. I'll have to check that out. I'm looking for some good thrash.
Yeah, I'm definitely checking it
Oh,
out.
oh my god. Yeah, if you've not this is their first album too. Like I've been kind of following them since their EP over the past like year or two. And yeah, when they were like I tried getting them on the podcast multiple times, but they're just kind of one of those bands that like they just want to tour and they don't care about doing like stuff
Press.
like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which is
Press.
fair. Like I'm not salty or like angry. That's just how it is. They want to play fucking shows. They care about the live performance. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch their live videos and like they're still all dressed up in that shit. Like they look like they're from fucking 1980s. Like
That's
they
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
Look like
live
Billy from
and
Stranger
breathe it.
Things.
I appreciate it even though they're so young, but I love that old soul mentality. The
Mhm.
music is good. Like seriously, like the structure of the songs, man, like you would not know that it's from 2025. Like you would think you're listening to like a 1980s record, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like,
Like what thrash band from the 80s would you kind of compare them to, sound wise?
ooh,
I feel like they're
that's
one of those
fucking
bands that
rough.
probably has tinges of every one of those bands in
Yeah,
particular songs.
yeah. Like
Probably.
you could say Death Angel, you could say Testament, you could say Metallica, you could say Megadeth, like all that shit.
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
there's
That's fucking right
there's
up my alley.
Dark
check that
Angel,
shit out.
like you
Yeah.
could literally
Yeah.
say all these bands. Like I would
Forbidden.
genuinely
Yeah.
think that they're like an amalgamation, and in the best way possible.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely.
And they
checking
have a
that shit out.
one-word band name. They got a cool
Yeah.
logo. Like
Which is so hard to get these days, man.
I know.
Ugh.
Without putting
So good.
ER on it, you know. It's
Oh,
like
that's
go-
yeah.
yeah. Now, hey, my band doesn't
Assaulter.
count. Yeah, right. My band doesn't count because we made up a fucking word.
yeah,
But,
what's a Sunmance?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
Sunmance
yeah.
is not a word. Like Sunmancer is a word that we fucking made up.
No,
Um,
but
yeah,
Sun Man Sing is a thing, and you're the one doing it.
Oh yeah.
exactly. But you know, assault. What do you say, assaulterer?
No, there was the whole joke. It's like if they're
Yeah.
a death metal band, it's like I forget what it was. There was there's the trope. Yeah. So it's like you take the one word, and if you add the ER, you're the thrash band.
Right. Yeah. And then like I think about a band like Currents. You know what I mean? Like they just
Yeah.
add an S to it. Intervals. Like there was a whole phase of that, and then of course we have the 3-word band.
We call those the
names.
sentence fragments bands. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, or the ones where like, and then this happened. Like that's the band.
The number
name.
12
Yeah.
looks like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
The Autumn of the
I still
Sun
like
that
See You
went
Next
down.
Tuesday. That was awesome.
See you next
Huh?
Oh,
Tuesday.
yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still
Rings
around.
of Saturn.
Yeah. They're doing a show with the Red Chord.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That was my next record.
All
Jeremy,
right,
what
yeah.
do you got?
Let me see what we got. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Well, not really, because this is kind of thrashy. The band is Drain, and the album is called "Is Your Friend."
Oh yeah.
Um, Okay, so
I've heard
these
of Drain,
guys.
though.
All right, so they're kind of like punky
not a newer band,
hardcore
are they?
thrash. And they kind of are. I just heard about them in like 2020. They had
I
this
think I've
album
just seen
called.
them on flyers.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, they're
They're
still kind of new.
yeah. So I got into their album California Cursed back in 2020 and 2021. I was listening to that, and then they came out with a record in between that one and this one that I didn't really get into, but I started seeing the singles pop up for this new record like throughout the year, and I think they dropped like 3 or 4 of them before the actual full album came out. But it's kind of like classic punky hardcore, and the fact that like a lot of the songs are like right around 2 minutes. Like I think there's 10
I love that
songs,
shit.
and there's 10 songs, and the whole album is 27 minutes long.
Dang.
Yeah, but these songs
Basically
like
an EP.
yeah,
I know.
but I mean, hey, 10
done that.
songs,
Yeah.
sure, yeah, 10 songs, man. Like, and they every song on it is fucking cool, like high energy shit. The vocals very fucking raw, like hardcore guy, but the guitar playing, like the drumming is kind of like hardcore and punky, but the guitar playing is more like thrash and like whammy bars and shit. And
So it sounds like crossover to me.
yeah, it kind of is. But like you see, I really want to see them live. And a friend of mine I just ran into at the bar a couple weeks ago told me he got to see them and fucking said it was absolutely nuts. And I saw some video of them playing at Furnace Fest like a year or two ago, and that's when like I really was like, damn, I need to fucking get back into this band, because I didn't realize like I didn't think about them for like 2 years. But dude, yeah, just a very high energy band. They even have like some of these like early 2000s, like think like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtrack shit, almost like ska without the horns. Like some of the some of the like the like skateboarding shit. But some of the choruses.
You're talking about the chord stuff where they're like that.
No. It's kind of like
none
what
of
they
the
do with the vocals and like kind of the
Oh.
progression of the melody. Sounds like
I gotta
it's
check it out.
in like a fucking American Pie movie or something. You know what I mean?
Okay. I
Like,
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, and it's just kind of peppered
more
like throughout
upward
their
beat.
record. Yeah, and it's kind of like peppered throughout the record. But then there's some serious fucking ass beating that happens in it. Very fucking heavy parts and like very thrashy, just like punch you in the face shit. It's a great record, and look, you can get through the whole thing in 27 minutes. Like driving to work, you can get through this entire record, which I kind of like about this. Like it leaves you wanting more, even though you got 10 different songs in 30 minutes.
This actually goes into one of my honorable mentions that I had.
Okay.
There's this hardcore band from Australia called Speed. They
How
sound
is that
very,
name not taken?
It wasn't
All the
has
bands from
been.
the 80s, someone didn't want to be called Speed?
Speed. I know that was like the big drug.
Yeah.
My favorite
Yeah.
was that band REO Speed Dealer. Then they got in trouble, and then they had to change the
Oh,
name to
wow.
Speed Dealer.
Damn. That's fucking brilliant.
But yeah, man, they're like a hardcore punk band from like Australia, and like they got those sick like hate breed kind of riffs. The only thing that like the reason it wasn't on my end of year list and it was an honorable mention is just like sometimes I have trouble with the vocals. They're like I like when they do the real hardcore stuff, but when he does like kind of that other like weird hardcore like rapping, I don't know what to call it. Like
Hard for me
I
to
just
get into that kind of stuff.
yeah, just like I'm like I don't like this.
Kids
But
love
the
it, though.
riffs. The riffs are so good that I'm just like I'm fucking in it. Just listening to that, just being like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this record came out like late in October, so like it's still like kind of new. That's why I'm kind of like still trying to process this
Still
record. That's
digging
why
it?
it's like
Yeah.
an honorable mention. Like I need to like
Mhm.
have more time with it. But like I love the
You said
riffs
hate
of the
breed,
band.
so I'm like, what? So I got to check this out.
And then a
yeah,
flute.
like
Yeah.
apparently apparently the singer plays a flute when I was looking at the Wikipedia page.
Huh. That's
But
cool.
yeah,
Color
man,
me
it's
intrigued.
fun shit. Hardcore punk, metalcore,
Mhm.
beatdown, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But
I like high
Yeah, they're-
energy stuff. Yeah.
so I mean, that was my honorable.
What are they
Listeners,
called
you do
again?
your own homework.
What
are they called
terrible
again?
at that. Speed.
Oh yeah, speed. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drain and speed.
Love it. Yeah. We got
Killing
some
it with the one word.
words. Yeah.
There's still some one-word names exist. Yeah.
I mean, hey,
That's right.
speaking of my next record, it's a one-word band. Orthodox, a door
Yeah.
left open.
I've seen
Nice.
that merch on anybody that is into like hardcore. Like this is
Mhm.
just the Orthodox logo across their chest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're local homies. They're from Nashville, apparently.
really,
And this is
Nice.
their second record. And like I remember like 2-3 years ago when their first record came out, it would pop up on my Spotify all the time, like, you need to listen to this band. And I would hear the song that they would play and I'd be like, this isn't really my thing. Like, I just didn't like it. Nothing changed with the band. No new members, no nothing. For whatever reason, when like the next record came out and there were singles coming up and it would come up on my Spotify, I'd be like, oh my God, this shit fucking rules. And then like the record came out and I remember sending Jeremy a song because it has one of the dudes from Mastodon on it. And I was like, this shit fucking rules. Like,
Fuck yeah.
it's hardcore, but it's like kind of not. And I mean, it is. Like, at its heart, it's a hardcore band. They are, you know, they're that fucking beat down, like, chuggy shit. But, man, it's so good. It's so good.
Fuck yeah. I'll have to check that
out. Speaking of Mastodon, R.I.P.
Brent Hines, yep.
Brent Hines. Like,
little fun fact, he was my next door neighbor for like 3 years.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I was living with a couple roommates, and one of the roommates, his mom owned the house, and we would pay her rent. And it was in Atlanta on the west side, and it was kind of like kind of like a hood area, but up and coming. And it was a great neighborhood. It was known as like a dangerous neighborhood, like in Atlanta.
Urban.
Yeah, but it's one of these neighborhoods where it's like the same people have lived there for like 30 years, and they'll just be like an old black dude sitting out on his front porch, and like you get to know him because he's always out there and he's saying what's up to you, and he keeps an eye on the neighborhood. He'll be like, whose car is that? Like that's been there all day. It's like, oh, that's my roommate's girlfriend or whatever. Okay, cool, just making sure. So it's like I actually had no issues over there. But while I was living over there, after like the first like 8 months, I was just like going outside, going to my car to go to work, and I look over and Brent Hines is unmistakable when you see him, and he was carrying some like framed Mastodon like stuff, like posters or whatever, maybe records or something. And I was like, holy shit, is that Brent Hines? And so like as we would drive by, like me and all my roommates, all big metalheads, were like, oh, I saw him, it's definitely him. And then next thing you know, his dog gets out and comes down to my house. I was two houses down from him, and we're playing cornhole in the backyard and drinking beer, and his dog Dingus shows up and it's got a collar on it, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, I guess we should call Brent Hines. Like, I know this is his dog. And I was following him on Instagram and shit, so I'd seen the dog. And so my roommate calls the number, and Brent Hines picks up and like is like pranking, like a random number. He's like, trying to make a joke like in front of his friends. My roommate's like, he's like acting like an old lady or something. My roommate's like, your dog Dingus is down at my house, and he's like, oh shit, okay. He's like, where you at? And he's like, oh, we're down at 515 down the street. And so Brent Hines walks down, and he's wearing just like some really tight skinny jeans that do not fit him, like ass crack hanging out, and then just like a brown leather vest, no shirt under. And he comes over there to get his dog, and sees us drinking beer. He's like, hey, get me a beer. Like, didn't even ask, just give me a beer. And we're like, okay, yeah. He hung out with us for like 2 hours, and at the end, he's just like, all right, well, I got to get back up to my house. I got guys up there. We've been playing music. I'm like, you left your house for 2 hours to come down here and drink beer with us while you had company up there?
That's
like,
funny.
yeah, he was a wild dude, but a lot of crazy stories about him. Yeah.
Clip.
Nice,
story.
yeah, cool,
That's
cool.
it.
But no, he was always nice to us, and like he would throw big ass parties, and I never like went up there to like hang because I didn't want to just like show up as his annoying neighbor who plays guitar. But it was one of those things where it's like I didn't even tell him that I played guitar.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to annoy him to be like, I'm an up and coming guitar player. Like, what can you do to help me out? Like, just hung out and chilled and just talk bullshit. You know what I mean? But yeah, very interesting, one of a kind character. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's tragic too, man. Like I lost a friend about 2 years ago now who also died from a motorcycle accident, and like that just sucks, man. Like, just if you're listening to this, you ride a motorcycle, be careful because
no one can see you.
It obviously, like we found out later, it kind of was his fault, which like I don't know how much that's true.
Sure.
Who knows? I don't know, but I'm
Your
just
friend
saying,
or
like
Brian's?
my friend personally, like it wasn't her fault when she died.
Yeah.
Another car slammed into her. Just be fucking careful, man. That just sucks.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me because my wife rides a motorcycle.
Don't.
I lost my cousin last year to that. He was commuting home
ride
from work.
motorcycles. Sell them. Get a
My
car.
cousin was riding home from work, and someone would they saw their exit and just turned. They didn't look in their mirror, And this is the tragic part. He was knocked off his bike into the next lane, and then a car ran him over.
Oh
Oh.
no!
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, that's
Mm.
fucking terrible, man. Yeah, no, that's the thing about motorcycles is like you can be as safe as you want. It's the other people you have to
The
you have to worry
other
about.
people,
Yeah.
100%. That's
Yeah.
why, like, I still don't believe the story that he was like he was at fault. Like, I just really
speeding.
don't.
It showed
Dude,
the
I know
camera.
that yeah, but I drive that intersection all the time, and now every time I go by it, like there's a burger place / bar over there that I used to go to with my friends from work, once a week, right there at that intersection. And now every time I see it, like that's all I think about.
Is there a
Yeah, when
memorial from there?
No, there isn't, unfortunately.
Interesting.
Wow.
They did do a
That's-
big march through Little Five Points, which is like
Saw that,
our
yeah.
our kind of like like hippie district, just all the
Yep.
weirdos there. They had like a big like march for him, which was really cool. Had a ton of people come out for that.
Man. Anyways,
All
not
right.
to be a downer for this part of the episode.
No. Hey, but I mean, look, the guy he deserves a little.
Yeah, no, I do. I think it's
recognition.
important.
Well,
Yeah.
when I do look up the records that came out, they do talk about bands that formed, bands that broke up, and then
Yep.
the inevitable list of who died.
Yep.
And we lost a lot of people, man.
Yeah,
We did.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I did look at that. I probably Fred, me and you look probably at the same list. There was a lot of people that like in the metal scene that like actually passed away,
yeah.
and like if you look at who actually got coverage, it was probably like 5 people
Yeah.
Damn.
out of like the 50 or 60 that actually like passed away, man.
This ties in with what you were talking about with Vince. What he's talking about now with him probably saying like he's thinking about death. We're on the back half of our lives. We've
Right.
us, Acacia Strain, all those dudes, Whitechapel, we're over 40 now. So
Right.
we're looking at it. So me waking up one morning this year and I open my phone and Thomas Lindbergh is dead at 52. I'm like, that's in 12 years, dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
yeah.
that in 12 more years. And
Yeah.
I'm like, am I going to see 52? Probably not. So
I wouldn't say probably.
how old
not,
how
but
old
of
was
course there's a
how old
chance.
was we never know, man. You can
How old
end
was
up like
Brent?
Brent Hines.
Yeah, Brent.
How
I think
old
was.
is he?
I
How
think
old
he
is
was
he?
only like 50.
So
I think 50.
like
close
it or
to it.
not, we're now facing the back half. I've lived
Ugh.
the first half.
Yep.
I can
that's-
dwell on it in a negative way. No, I've had my time.
Mhm.
I'm trying, and I don't think I'm struggling with it anyway, but I'm accepting that it's going to come at any time. I'm not going to choose when it's coming.
Right.
But I've lived my life, and it's going to be fine, and it's going to come, and then that's it. I have no choice but to accept it. So I'm not worried. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
But it's coming. The clock is
It's
ticking.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's going to happen to every single one of us.
Yeah. But it's more
Yeah.
apparent now that
Mhm.
we've crested the 40-year mark.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
coming up
that's
on
why
that 5 years. Yeah. Fuck.
Some of these guys, I think they can't take it. That's why they have those midlife crises.
Right.
So
Right. Yep.
Yeah, no, that
Scary
was the
thought.
big thing is what I was noticing is like, oh, we're gonna start seeing a lot more of these guys who started the genre start to go away within
Yeah.
the next like 5 to 10 years, like more and more. The fact that Ozzy's gone is like,
But that's
How
the
do we
thing.
not
Oh,
bring
yeah,
that up?
insane.
Yeah.
That's how you started your
Insane.
podcast, was talking about the history of Black Sabbath. And then
I know.
now, but another door of that chapter.
10
is closed.
years.
We
Yep.
lost Dio and we lost Ozzy.
ugh.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Hey,
Fred,
well,
go ahead.
go ahead. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say with the Ozzy thing, like the fact that he got to do his final show that he
Yeah.
said was his final show, and it
Incredible.
being
Hangout.
so
Incredible.
fucking big, man.
Yeah.
And like being up there with Black Sabbath and doing the Ozzy stuff, and then him dying like within that week, like
Yeah. He
really
like died,
couldn't
yeah.
have gone out. Yeah, oh yeah, but like
Literally
and-
went out on his terms. Literally.
yeah. He was like, you know what, this is it, and maybe a part of him was just like, well, I'm done performing now, and I've done my last performance, and it was a fucking amazing one.
Oh, yeah,
and by
left.
the way, it was fucking amazing.
It
Yeah,
was.
he was just like, you know what, maybe
So
it's time
good.
for me to fucking bow out.
Mhm.
Rest in peace.
Dude, my favorite part of that whole performance thing too was when he was doing the hits set list, and
Yeah.
it was Nuno
Yeah.
Betancourt playing with him.
Oh
Yes,
my
Like,
God.
dude.
hell yeah, that guy
So
got to be in
cool.
there.
Yeah, so fucking cool.
Nuno is a motherfucker at guitar, man. Like
Absolutely.
literally, one of my favorite songs is that song from Bill and Ted with his band Extreme. Do you want to play?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
fucking guitar solo in that song is insane, man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he's a monster.
oh, what a motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's that's where we're at in the genre of the history of everything. Like these guys that started everything are gonna start to disappear, and it is everyone
we'll start
else's
losing
job.
guys from Metallica, and I mean we already lost Jeff Hanneman.
I'm looking forward to
know?
the next At the Gates record because those vocals are already tracked, and they're
Ooh,
writing the music around those vocals.
that's like a
That's
Queen
fucking cool.
record. The last Queen record, they did that. They got everything from Freddie they needed, but they had to write the music around his vocals
Yeah.
Okay.
for their final record. So that's gonna be interesting, man. But sad too. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
Uh,
All right, am I up next?
Yeah, we just talked about.
we talked about Orthodox. I didn't
I've
get
only
too
got a
much
couple
into it,
left.
but oh man,
No,
I
but
got,
it's a band that's been on my radar forever, and I missed it. I wasn't paying attention enough, or we're all victims of the algorithm. It just wasn't fed to me, but it was fed to you though.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Well, that's why
I've been
that's why we got to
listening-
do these things, man. This is why you got to talk
Yeah.
to the homies about what they're listening to, and one of the biggest things that, like, when I see like my good friends who I don't get to see enough. I mean, all of us are kind of like that. Like as we get older, we don't see our friends that we grew up with like that often. But when I do see them, I always say, "What have you been listening to?" And they'll shoot me a couple bands and be like, "Oh, okay, I didn't, had never heard of them," or "Oh, I didn't realize they had a new record." I have a group text called the International Death Metal Group Text, and that's all. The whole thing is just it's me and 3 other guys, and all we do is send bands in there. That's it. There's no personal conversations or anything. It's just like, and I even asked them like, "Hey guys, it's that time again. I'm about to do the end of the year podcast with Dustin and Fred. Like, what are y'all's top 10 for the year?" And all 3 of them gave me their lists, and they're different than mine. But yeah, like to kind of not be just fed what the algorithm's going to give you. Like you have to hear what other people are getting. And I have friends that like one of my friends will just go on like Sputnik and just see like what the new albums are that are getting reviewed and like bands he's never heard of, and like he'll check it out, and if it makes it through him, it'll make it to the International Death Metal Group Text. So like I think that's very, very important for like guys around the genre. Like if you want to stay in tune with shit, like don't let the algorithm tell you what to fucking listen to. Listen to your homies, and like, oh, I like some of the stuff that he likes, but he likes bands that I don't like, and you know what I mean. Like, and kind of filter that out, and then you get your own list.
No, that is the hard part, man. Like I get sent so much shit in my email all the time for like podcast stuff, and I'm like, I listen to it. I listen to everything that I get sent. Is it something that I want to talk about or promote? No, like 90% of the time it's not. But
right,
I still listen to it.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, it's if someone I know likes it, like I'll check it out, and I'll know within 10 minutes if I'm into it. If I'm gonna